Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You're inside my pantry right now because it's literally the only quiet place in my house right now, but I wanted to give you guys a little intro to today's video. Oh, hello Josephine. All right, she's coming in. It's no longer the quiet. Hi. Hi. Anyway, today's video is a what's for dinner. So I'm sharing what we have had for dinner for the last week. And we are a family of 7. We also have 2 additional adults over for dinner every night. Thus the large family dinner title. Hello, sweet love. So here's what is for dinner for the last week, minus Tuesday night date nights. Dinner tonight is meatballs and marinara sauce because I don't love spaghetti, so it's basically spaghetti without the noodles. And then garlic bread to dip it in and a Caesar salad. We also have regular bread for the ones who don't want garlic bread, and I will link all these recipes down below. I double this recipe, so this is half of it, and we have more in the kitchen if we go through it. So that is dinner tonight. All right, dinner tonight is crock pot Parmesan garlic chicken and potatoes, which is basically potatoes with, you toss it in some seasonings, you add the chicken on top, and you put in like the Buffalo Wild Wings garlic parm wing sauce and set it on low for a while. Now we're eating in stages tonight, so this is ready for Bella now. I'm going to dance with Annie and karate with the boys. John and Bella will eat, and then when I come, or Bella will eat, John will feed Bella, then when I come home I'll make a salad. You can eat a salad later, or you can skip veggies tonight, Bella. And we'll eat with the family later. So Mondays are crock pot days because it's everyone's in different places, and thankfully it's now the only day of the week where it's like that. Dinner, minus the portion that Bella ate, and salad. So it's 7 o'clock and we're getting ready for a second dinner. There will be a third dinner because John and the boys are now running to the hardware store. So first dinner was Bella. Second dinner is the little girls, my dad, my sister, and I. Third dinner is John and the boys. And that is Monday for us, which is why I crock pot every single Monday right now. And it has been that way for a couple years. Okay, it is Wednesday and it's a simple dinner tonight. It is tamale pie. This is one of the fastest meals that I have in my rotation. So this is a Pillsbury recipe. I think it's Pillsbury. Their recipe for tamale pie. I double the recipe. So you basically just take, so I do 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 cans of enchilada sauce, 1 can of green chilies, and a 2 teaspoons of chili powder, I believe. And well, I cook up the beef and then I add all the rest of the ingredients. Then you sprinkle cheese on top and then you pour cornbread on top. And the change that I make to the recipe is instead of using a box mixed cornbread, I use Farmhouse on Boone's sourdough cornbread recipe. So I double that recipe. I have a really big pan here. It's a little bigger than a normal size cast iron. So I make the sourdough cornbread recipe in the morning and let it ferment for the day, and then I add in the rest of the ingredients and like a couple, you know, the recipe calls for like some baking powder, baking soda, and eggs that you don't let ferment all day. You add that in at the end. And then back to the Pillsbury recipe, I add in a can of green chilies and some cheese into that, mix it up, top it off, and then it bakes in the oven for it says 40 minutes. I do it for an hour because it's doubled in size, but it's not a double size container, so it's a little thicker. Anyway, so these are the chilies that you see in there, but this is yummy and it's kind of like spilling over the edge here. So it's really good, just like an enchilada cornbread kind of pie. And then I'm just serving it with some fruit. I make a big thing of mixed fruit at the beginning of the week in this container, and so we've got like half of it left, so I'm just gonna put the fruit out. And probably some chips and salsa as well, just to stretch it all a little further. And then it's Wednesday, so I've been doing dessert on Wednesday nights just to love on my family in the middle of a work week, school week, what have you. So tonight, Annabeth made dessert tonight. It is a dump cake, so this is just so easy. This is the easiest meal I could possibly make, like the tamale pie, the fruit from the fridge, and then the dump cake is a can of crushed pineapple, a can of cherry pie filling, dump it in a pan, mix it together, pour on a box mix of yellow cake mix, just like the powder. You don't even mix it, you just dump the powder on top and put a stick and a half of butter in little slices on top. And you bake that at 350 for, I just watch it, so like 40 minutes or so, 40, 50 minutes. It was the same temperature as I cooked the tamale pie, so I just kept an eye on them. However, I'm not sure where this recipe came from. So that's the recipe that I use. That's the way I remember doing it for years. I think it's a Pioneer Woman recipe. I can't remember, but this is the one I've been using forever. So I just have it memorized. It's literally 2 cans of fruit, a box of cake mix, and a stick and a half of butter. So easy, but it's always a hit. So that is our Wednesday night dessert tonight to go along with our fruit, tamale pie, my pan that has been well loved and needs to probably be retired, and chips and salsa. Okay, dinner tonight on this church night is Hubby Lovin' chicken drumsticks. This is from the Trim Healthy Table cookbook. It's just called Hubby Lovin', like their husbands love it, chicken drumsticks. And I made 2 trays of this. This is 1 tray, and then the second tray is in the kitchen for either leftovers or seconds or lunch tomorrow. And then I made just a garden salad with it. And then this is loaded mashed cauliflower. I doubled the recipe just for our family size. So I made this size pan, but normally it's like an 8x8 square pan is the recipe. And it's just cauliflower, some sour cream, butter, seasonings, and then it's covered with chives, bacon, and cheese. So we all love that very much. And then this chicken is a hit. It's got like a Parmesan crust on it, which is really yummy, and some parsley, and it's got a little kick with a little cayenne, so it's yummy. And that is dinner tonight. Okay, it's pizza night. We're getting set up here, and we're not completely ready, but I'm just gonna give you a peek at what's happening. So we're using John's Uni pizza oven. It's like a grilled, it's like a fired pizza oven. It's like 900 degrees that he cooks it at outside. This week, I usually make our pizza dough. If you've watched my other videos, then you know that I make a few pizzas every Friday night, but this time we actually just ordered the dough balls from Uni, which is the company where his pizza oven's from, because we had a credit. They didn't ship his gift on time, and so they sent us a $100 gift card, so we bought like 25 of the dough balls. So we pulled 8 of them out last night. So those are proofing right now. And then I've got some toppings set up over here. So we've got some fresh mozzarella, some tomato slices, we have some fresh basil to sprinkle on at the end, some mini pepperoni, regular pepperoni, organic pizza sauce, regular mozzarella. We've got some pesto, and then Bella and I go for this every time. The balsamic glaze, we always put this on our pizza, literally even if it's like Papa John's pizza, we put this on top of it. Instead of a salad tonight, I just did carrots and cucumbers with some ranch, because I just feel like, I think we're having salad again tomorrow. We had salad a couple other nights this week, so I thought I'd change it up, just keep it easy, just some veggies and dip. And then I'll show you what's going on. We might find out that things are messy in here, but we've got, yeah, it's not too terrible. Well, it's a little bad. Some garlic roasting to be a topping as well. And then we've got chicken wings down in there. I love doing baked chicken wings on pizza nights. And it was perfect because I just baked some sourdough. The wings bake at 425 and my sourdough bakes at 450. So we're kind of getting lots done at the same time over here. So the garlic is roasting as the last topping for the pizzas. And then when the wings come out, I've got garlic parm, barbecue, and what's it called? Buffalo sauce that we use for wings when it's all set. But we're gonna have, like I said, my dad and my sister are over for dinner every night, and pizza movie night gets a little bit more exciting. Everyone's like very lively and happy, and so it gets extra loud on Friday nights. Everyone's trying to figure out what movie we want to watch, and they're gonna be building their own pizzas and stuff. So it's gonna be a little chaotic, but I will show you everything at the end. Also, most Fridays we do crumble. And I'll be honest, this was not my favorite lineup ever from Crumble. But I'll tell you what they are. This is Kentucky, is it Kentucky cake?
Yeah, Kentucky butter cake.
Kentucky butter cake, which John, you like this one, don't you? It's good? Okay, so that's worth it. Brownie sundae, which I love their chocolate cookies. Chocolate chip, wedding cake, I think it's like a berry kind of vanilla on top. There's vanilla sugar cookie, which is a chilled cookie. And then this is like graham cracker fudge sandwich. In my mind, this one, and this one are like all the same. They're at least too similar. I love when there's variety, but you know us, we're loyal to our Crumble Fridays. So we went ahead and got some anyway. And these we usually divvy up over the course of 2 nights. I have like a cutter that cuts them into fourths and the kids each pick 2 or 3. And then the next day, we'll have them for dessert again. So that's what we've got going on over here. You ready?
Go, Grandpa, throw it.
I'm trying to make this not so orderly.
Yeah.
Move into a circle.
All right, use your sauce. You can use your, there's cheese, all sorts of toppings. Just remember to save that basil till the end.
Okay.
Yummy, yummy. Let me see. Let me see your pizza. Oh, turn it over.
Oh,
Woo, perfect,
way.
Annie.
that is literally perfect. I need that pizza.
Eli's our hype man, always.
Always perfect.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. I did mention it would get loud in here, right? Oh, we're missing a pizza. Whose was here?
So yours is being cut.
Oh, mine's being cut. All right. All right, so Saturday night dinner, and we've got some, this is a mac and cheese recipe that I share often. It's just like a cheddar and Gruyere mac and cheese, but I had a lot of ham left over from Christmas. I bought extra hams just in case we needed it. We had a large crowd. And so I cooked one of those and put a bunch of ham in this. This is like ham mac and cheese. And then we've got some roasted Brussels here. And then I just warmed up that loaf of sourdough that I showed you yesterday when that I had baked right before we did our pizza night. So got some fresh warm sourdough, some Brussels sprouts, and mac and cheese this Saturday night. Okay, so we are getting ready for home group. It's 4:30 and everyone gets here at 5. So I started my dish for the potluck, which I always do some kind of a main dish for 2 reasons. 1, because we're hosting, and 2, because I have 5 kids. So no matter where we go, I feel like I need to bring like a main dish. And one of my girlfriends who has 6 kids said she does the same. And I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. So I always do something like this if we go to a potluck. So I'm doing taco pizzas. It's really easy. I just unroll a couple cans of like the crescent dough, and I don't even worry about pinching them together because it all gets covered and it like bakes together anyway. And then to the top of this, you mix together cream cheese and sour cream, and that's like the spread on top. And then you put down some cheese and then your toppings. So I've got some taco meat here that I just warmed up, and then some romaine. And usually I'll add like tomatoes and onions and things, but our home group has a lot of kids. So I think we have like, if everyone was here, which everyone isn't here, I think there's 15 kids, like 7 and under. And but not everyone comes every week. I think it's like a, you know, it's a rotation. 1 family or 2 families miss every week, different families each time, but it means that we don't end up with all of the kids at the same time typically. However, there's lots of little kids who are really young and probably not super into like red onion and chunks of tomato. So I'm going to keep it really kid friendly tonight and just do cheese, lettuce, and the meat. And then I'll put out some salsa on the side if anybody wants to add that, but I'm not going to add the toppings yet. I'm going to maybe in 20 minutes, like which is just a few minutes before everyone gets here, I'll just warm this up and then I'll put this on because this is chilled, so it's kind of hard to reheat since this needs to be chilled. So I'll add all the toppings when it gets a little bit closer to everyone getting here, and I'll show you the final product. All right, here are the taco pizzas. And then I think tonight we've got salad coming, some sourdough with brie, we have potato soup, we've got fruit salad, drinks are coming. I think there's brownies on the agenda. So gonna be a good night. All right, and just like that, we're back to another Monday. I am actually gonna put this on warm now. I'm getting ready to do the dance and karate driving around, and now included in that, Bella has a babysitting job right in between. So I will, it's about, what time is it? It's 4:15 and I will not be home until 7:30. I'm putting this on warm so that as people get run around, everyone can eat dinner in between. So like I've got to drop someone off, then I've got to drop someone else off, but then John will pick someone up and bring them home before he drops someone off. And so we're eating in shifts. I believe I mentioned last Monday that Mondays the night we eat in shifts. So I like to have something in the crock pot that's already just warm and ready to go. So this week, let me let that steam out. We're having the Stew of Love by Trim Healthy Table. And this is just a beef stew. It's got like fire roasted tomatoes. It's got some mushrooms, some beef stock. What else is in there? It's got like peppers and onions, and it's yummy. It's got a little kick to it, but it's just like a tomato beef stew. And then I have a loaf of sourdough here that I prepped over the weekend and kept in the bannetons in the fridge to bake fresh one day. And so this is that day. I'm pairing up some sourdough with this. I have another loaf in the oven right now. We go through 2 loaves as a family for family dinner, so or like a loaf and a half. So yeah, the second loaf is in the oven. We'll pull that out in about 15 minutes, and then I'll take off, and then I think Bella will eat and the boys will eat, and then I'll get home and my dad and my sister and John and I will eat with Annie. So everyone's just eating separately tonight. So stew's ready to go. It's warm. Bread is warm and ready. I'll put out some butter before I leave, and everyone will be fed on this Monday. All right, dinner tonight, this Wednesday, are crispy chicken tacos. I'm just heating them all up. I was keeping them warm in the oven, but I'm crisping them back up on this pan now that they're all cooked. For this, I just made the salsa chicken in the crock pot, which is just chicken breast, a pack of taco seasoning, and some salsa cooked on low, shred it, and then I put some oil on this pan. I started to do it on my other pan, but it just did not work out for the number of tacos I needed to make. So I put oil on this pan, just a little bit, and then crisped up the corn tortilla shells. I just did it on one side. The recipe said to do it on each side, but I just felt like that was a lot of extra oil for no reason. So while they were crisping on one side, I filled them with a little bit of cheese. It's the Monterey Jack cheese, and put on a little of the chicken, folded them over, and then flipped them, and they're just really nice and crispy. Absolute chaos in here. Fresh guacamole. I made it in my Vitamix, so it's kind of like whipped. Chips, sour cream, salsa, and that is dinner. And it's Wednesday dessert, so we are having strawberry pretzel salad tonight, which is just a layer of, it's like a strawberry crust with a layer of cream cheese and sugar and Cool Whip, and then Jell-O with strawberries mixed in on top. It's a potluck staple.